Hello everyone, KosakChess here, and welcome you everyone on the. Whoa, something is happening out of my window, but now we don't care. I hope everything is okay with this guy who needs, or with the group of guys who needs this ambulance. I hope that you don't hear it, but if you hear it, don't worry. They are amazing. They will save everyone. Okay, hello everyone, once again, and welcome everyone on the recap of the first round of Piraeus GM tournament, which is located in Piraeus, of course. This is a city which is located 10 kilometers away from the Athens. So we have really good link to the Athens. We can go to the subway. We can go to the subway, and within 30 minutes we can travel. If you want to see what have we seen and what can we see in the future, you can go to the Sparuman channel. Sparuman, Miłosz Spar, the Polish guy who is also participating there. But okay, guys, from for the next 9 days, I will record recap from every single day, starting from this game where I faced a very nice and beautiful gentleman, Ioannis Nikolaidis, the local grandmaster, who is now not that active, but he's still showing amazing skills. He's a really man of culture, so it is a pleasure to play against him. Uh, I would say that I didn't really have that much time to prepare since the last 2 days. We were just sightseeing the Athens. We were on the Acropole. We saw some Agora, etc., etc. Every single thing you can see in Athens, we most probably see. By the way, if you have any recommendations, what do you want to see, or maybe you want some records from the Athens? Please give me the feedback. Please write in the comments. I would be really grateful for that. But coming to the game, I was white. I already know all the rest pairings because of the fact that this is a round robin tournament. So there is a 10 players and everyone plays against each other. So I already know the pairings. I know whom I will be playing tomorrow, in the next 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, etc., etc. So even at home, I had some time to prepare, but I didn't use that time. I just preferred uh, to save my energy because I'm a little bit ill. I am still coughing. Uh, I am, still having full nose. Probably this is the correct name of it, and I feel pretty okay, but these things are really disturbing me, and it is so unnecessary to go after every move outside to just cough, 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 stop, and come back to the game. It is annoying, but it is how it is. I am taking some medicines, and I hope I would be healthy one day. But okay, let's go to the game. I played white e4. So the most common move, the move which I am choosing most regularly. And he played c6. I could expect many variations: c6, c5, e6, e5. So in general, he was moving these two pawns. But he played c6. We played against each other 3 months ago, but he played c5. He played c5, and we played some Rosolimo, and the game ended in a really quick draw. But after c6, d4, d5, if you saw my Menorca recaps, you could realize that I used to play e5 there. But for today's game, I opted for knight c3 because I knew that he's playing maybe not a suspicious line, but a line I don't quite get it. D takes c4, knight d4, knight f6. He used to play knight d7 for a really, really long time, and I was kinda I I took a short brief what to play after knight d7, but he played knight f6, which is the line I'm playing by myself with black pieces. Uh, if you don't remember, you can see the recap from the first round of Menorca. Knight f6, ef6, c3, bishop d6, bishop d3, so all the normal stuff, and he plays knight a6. And apparently, I know the one game of him because he played this also in Greece, also and also against a Polish player. He played the very same move against Jacek Szwed, the FIDE master from Poland, and yeah, I checked this line a little bit, and I knew that I have to play knight d2. The idea is to sorry, to regroup this knight to c7 and to d5, and the centralized knight, of course, is very well placed. But I play queen c2, and with this battery, I attack the h7 pawn. So for some time, I'm stopping the castle. Because after a castle, of course, I take the pawn. So he played the move h5, and to be honest, I don't remember it, because most probably he played the same move against Jacek Szwed, because he also played queen c2. I made a castle, which is normal move. He played knight d5, and I played bishop d2. I think it's pretty normal, because after the move c4, he has knight b4, and he is grabbing this bishop, which I don't really want to give up. So bishop d2 and king f8. And I remember he also played king f8 against Jacek Szwed, but I don't remember the exact position where it happened. So from this moment, I was already playing on my own without knowing any theory, and I thought that my main goal is to go for c4. But if I play c4 right now, knight b4, bishop b4, probably there is nothing wrong with it. But first, I didn't really want to hurry and played rook a d1, so developing move, and rook on d1 might be useful if I play c4, then in the future push d5, so the rook would cover the d file. So I believe this is a really calm, but also a preparing move. And additionally, maybe it is even useful. He played g6. Uh, don't be mistaken that he spent 4 minutes. He just was smoking cigarette and then came back and he played g6 by hand. So he was still in the book or in files, let's say. I played the move c4, so the point of my rook a d1 move. Knight b4, bishop b4, bishop b4, and I think that. I am really proud of this move because I played the move c5. Uh, you may ask, what's the reason? What's the point of playing this move? Well, I want to put the bishop on c4 and push d5 at some point. The plan is easy, but it turned out that I couldn't really calculate or decide whether it's good or not. Because he played bishop a5 again by hand. Again, he came for smoking the cigarette. Then he came back and he played bishop a5 by hand. And bishop c4. I spent almost 15 minutes by playing bishop c4 for no apparent reason. The main thing I was calculating was bishop c4, but also I was thinking of the move a3. Oh, sorry, I think I have to silent. I have to silence my mobile phone. I have to play a3. Sorry, I was thinking that I can play a3, but after bishop c7, b4, I create this beautiful pawn chain, etc., etc. But I lose a time for doing nothing. The position is opened, and he also has a bishop pair. So if he tries h4 or h3, then maybe after h3 he will come back. He will play queen d7, some bishop h3 ideas, etc., etc. Maybe this position isn't still that bad, but I understood that losing some tempos by playing a3 and b4 is totally unnecessary. Bishop c4 is much quicker because d5 is in the air. I would love to play d5 to open the position, to put the bishop, really strong bishop on d5, which will cross via this white diagonal and also the a to g diagonal. He played bishop f5. I expected this move, and queen c1. I think it's pretty logical because I was mainly calculating queen b3 before I played bishop c4, but then b5, and I don't know what to and then I don't know what to think about it because now I don't have anything great with. I don't know what to do with this bishop. After bishop d3, he plays bishop e6 and bishop d5, so he's kind of managed to regroup, and after c takes b6, bishop b6. I lose this very important pawn, which was taking the center for black pieces. So queen c1 to keep the pressure, and queen e7. I was surprised with this move, but I am lucky that I didn't play a3 because a3 was my first intention there. But after a3, I realized the queen is looking up for knight, and he has this move b5. And now after b5, probably he fully equalized. After cb6, bishop b6, again I lost this pawn, which I didn't really want to lose. Of course, I am opening the file. The pawn on c6 is weak, but he doesn't have problems with this bishop. He now the outpost on d6 isn't an outpost anymore, because this is maybe also worth to mention that this pawn on c5 creates an outpost for my knight. So if I somehow manage to put the knight there, my position is won, already won. So this is also an important thing to mention. I didn't do it before. Sorry. Um, yeah. So after b5, I had to think. I played knight g3 just to attack the bishop, and who knows, maybe knight e4, knight e6. After bishop g4, f3, if he plays h4, I just do it, knight e4 and knight e6, and the position is perfect. I was also thinking that what can I play after h3, because such move exists. But I think that the thing I was calculating first was to play knight d6, hg, rook e1, bishop e1, rook e1, queen d7, fg4, queen g4, and I have two pieces for the rook. But if he plays king g7, he attacks these two pawns. Maybe he has some. There are two scenarios. Either he has compensation or he's just lost. Queen e3, king g7. Maybe I can even take the pawn. I don't know. I didn't really calculate that deep this position. I was happy after knight. After knight g3 because I didn't really saw a move for him. I thought maybe bishop e6 uh, might be a trial, but. Um, I didn't really know what even I wanted to play there. Yeah. So I thought bishop e6, but uh, I forgot now what I calculated after bishop e6. Maybe just a3 and play b4 rook e1. Sounds pretty reasonable. At h4 92, and I allow h3, so it's stupid. Yeah, I don't know. He played bishop c8. After bishop d7, I am kind of happy because the queen doesn't protect the pawn. So I was thinking of some ideas like b4. And after bishop b4, queen b2, I am also targeting the b7 pawn. But he played bishop c8, really smart move, and this was the moment I wasn't really sure what to do. I spent much time calculating variations, also trying to find some plan, but I didn't really calculate anything special. Uh, After 20 minutes of thinking, I played no 20. Okay, after 60 minutes of thinking, I played the move d5, which opens the position. And because why I play d5, h4 move is a threat, and I want to have some good place for this knight. Yeah. Uh, in my dream, I want to put him on e4 and then on d6. But if I play something calm at queen c2, he has the move f5, covers the e4 square, and h4, and my knight is kicked off. This bishop on a5 is really annoying because it covers the e1 square, so I can't develop the rook on the open file. So that's why I was maybe thinking of playing b4, and after bishop b4, then maybe something. This bishop is unprotected, etc., etc. But I couldn't really find anything. Queen b2, he just escapes, and nothing happens. Queen b1, still escapes. Still he covers the still he covers the e1 square. I was calculating even rook f1, sacrificing the exchange in order to gain some activity, but he plays just queen d7 move, and or maybe even queen d8 is stronger. But during the game I thought queen d7 is okay, and the thing is he is attacking my pawn. So after knight d4 he can even just chop the pawn, and after queen f4, king g7, knight d4, maybe he can take, but he has even something like queen f5, and yeah, and I'm not even on time with putting the knight on d6. So even this sacrifice didn't work. At least this is what I think. Because okay, this is maybe I would mention that this is a analyze. These are analyzes without an engine. I haven't checked this game with engine, so I am just sharing with you my initial thoughts. Then we can maybe check uh, if my thoughts are good or bad or stupid or clever. So after these 16 minutes of thinking, I played the move d5. The thing is that if he takes the pawn on d5, bishop d5, h4, I have the e4 square, so I have knight d4 and knight d6. And now it should be really fine. As I told you, if I put the knight on d6, I am on the verge of winning. If he doesn't take the pawn, I just push d6. So I was really surprised that he played the move h4, but I know the thing he missed. Probably he should take the pawn on d5 and go for something like this, like maybe king g7, knight d4, and bishop c7. I can anyway play knight d6 or even prepare rook e1. No, this position is really bad. This position is really bad. Like, to be honest, I don't know what he can do after d5. Uh, to be honest, what he played was really interesting, but I don't know if correct. Because I played h4, d6, and he played queen e5. Luckily, I saw this variation, and I think I calculated uh, one move more than him. I played the move d7, and for sure, like going if he was going for this position, he was counting that he will take the pawn on g3, and after promoting a queen, rook c8, rook d7, gf2, queen f2, I am losing. But he probably missed the d8 queen, or maybe he saw it, but bishop d8, rook d8, king g7, and rook h8, king h8. But when I played the move d7, I am sure that he realized that in this position I have queen h6 check, king g8, and queen g6. This is the idea. Exactly. The bishop is pinning the pawn, and he's losing. Probably there's, even in this position, there is no direct way to win it. But um, if this position occurs, I would think probably maybe queen f7, maybe bishop f7, queen g5, and even going for such an endgame. Well, he can take on after on h2 first, but uh, well, anyway, he missed probably the queen g6 idea, so that's why he had to change his plans and played king g7 move. And this is really tricky position because, of course, I can take on c8 first, but after rook c8, knight e2, he plays bishop c7. He attacks the pawn on h2. I have to defend it somehow. If I play g3, I'm opening the h file, so uh, I don't really like it. Or even maybe he can put some pressure, prepare something like queen h5. I'm not sure right now because g3 move is so ugly looking that I don't even want to consider such moves. And if I play f4, he plays queen c5, king h8, and rook e8. And apparently, maybe he may have some compensation because this knight on e2 is horrible. This bishop on c2 is fine, he's shooting on f7, but he has to defend simultaneously the knight. He has active pieces, he has open files, so I believe he might count for some compensation there. Although the engine would say the position is totally winning, but for humor, I wasn't really sure. I believe that black can build up some fortress there. So that's why I played them. Oh, sorry. I played the move knight e2. Still leaving him with the pawn on d7, and this bishop is trapped, so I don't need to hurry with that. He played bishop c7 anyway. Now he is threatening me the h2 mate. And first I was calculating the move queen f4, but after queen f4, knight f4, he has bishop d7 move. The thing is that after bishop f4, we will see that in the next variation, I have d8 queen. Really important thing. Chess is not checkers, so the captures are not mandatory. Rook d8, rook d8, and with this pin, I am obviously winning. But he has bishop d7. Probably this endgame also should be okay. I can grab this or this one, but he has great chances to save the position. So I played the move knight f4 with the very same idea that after queen f4, bishop f4, I promote to on d8, right? And he's having bad time there. He can't take pawn on d7 because rook d7, queen f4, rook f7, and it doesn't really matter where he puts his king. I play rook c7 in the next move. King h6, rook c7. I am pinning the queen, so I am winning the piece and winning the game. So he played the move g5, the only move which saves him. And maybe it was stupid decision, but because there's a move number 23. This is a move number 23, and I spent 11 minutes to make a decision there. Probably the decision is crucial, but leaving myself 2 minutes for the rest 17 moves, because this is also worth to mention that there is a control after move number 40. It was stupid. I shouldn't go. I shouldn't allow myself to do something like this. There were two possible moves for me: Rook f1 or d takes c8, and I was calculating which position would fit me better, which position gives me better perspectives, etc., etc. Rook f1 looks really promising because it makes black to play queen f4, and g f4. Again, bishop f4, d8, queen. And with this destroyed pawn structure, maybe I have chances. Rook e7, but rook f8. And d takes c8, rook c8, rook d7, bishop e5. I didn't really like it that with these pawns, f6 and f4, he has beautiful outposts on e5. And although a lot of you might say, even the engine, that the position is totally winning, maybe it is, but I don't really want to give black some counterplay because I am not sure. This pawn is falling. If he exchanges one pair of rooks, then maybe he can enter somehow my first lines. I am not sure. I am really not sure. After rook f8, I was also calculating some funny lines like bishop e6, but bishop d8 totally perfect for him. D takes c8, rook c8, and my rook is still hanging. So after 20 minutes of thinking, I decided I go for d takes c8, rook a8, and rook d7. I can't really defend my knight because this h2 idea is still in the air. Mate idea, sorry, rook d7. Queen takes f4, rook f7, and now I believe he has to go for king h6 move, giving up the queen, going for some endgame. This is a better version of an endgame because I am grabbing two pawns and he doesn't have the outpost on e5, so probably this is a really better version for me, and I would need a time, but with some accuracy, I think I can win the position. King h6 was probably better, but it's not so easy for him, especially if he sees that I am 3 minutes on the clock. If maybe I can, with some being low on time, I can make some mistake. So maybe he was counting for it, that keeping queens on the board would give him better possibilities to save the position. I don't know. But in my opinion, queen h6 was anyway better. I would even consider g3 to take this e5 outpost like this and to leave the rook on the 7th rank. But he played queen g6. I played queen c2 immediately, and then he played king h6. So he saved the pawn, but my pieces are so active that it's probably a matter of time. It's a matter of time when I mate him. If he plays f5, which was also the option, I have g3 move. And really important thing, hg3, fg3 to open the file, and queen e3. And there, probably, I think I have to play the rook f2 move. Because after king g2, oops, KosakChess, it would be the worst ending ever if you go king h2. Don't allow for such a checks. King h1 was my also first thought, but maybe he even has rook h2 there. Queen h2 and queen e4. I am not sure about it. Maybe I'm just telling stupid things. And king g1 with queen h7. Yeah, so maybe I'm insane. But during the game, I felt that this is winning. But I knew that I need to be cautious still because king g2 is losing after rook h2. So after f5 he's losing if I play g3. If he doesn't open the f5 for my rook f5, queen f5, and bishop d3. Beautiful tactical motive. And I'm not only winning a queen, but also after g4 I am losing. I'm winning the rook. So he played king h6, probably seeing these variations. I played g3 in a way because I have to protect from the mate. He plays queen e5. Now, of course, opening the file with this double pressure on the f6 doesn't make any sense. Queen e5. And I am proud of this moment, although maybe the move isn't that hard. But if the king is there, and if you have so many pieces, if you have so many heavy pieces in the end game. You need to open, not in the end game, like in the middle game, but talking in English is is really hard. I am even thinking, guys, to be honest, to create a Polish channel, the second channel, to to you know to make some analysis or even sharing my thoughts in Polish because I like doing it in English, but for me it's hard, and you can even hear that sometimes I am doing like blah blah blah, blah and I don't know what to say. And yeah, but why am I talking about it right now? Focus on the game. I'm really happy that mm, I hope so that at least this is a correct decision. I played the move f4. So the main goal is to open the position of his king. And again, after this move f4, I can open the f file and activate my rook and launch it into the attack. If he plays gf4 move, I play rook f4 and the double pressure on the f6, queen c5. I can just play queen h1 and bishop f4, rook f6, queen g6 checkmate. So he played the move queen d4. I played king h1 because king g2. There are some h3 checks. There's no need to allow for such things. So I played the move king h1. He played the move g takes f4. So he chops the pawn. Now the bishop is protecting it. So rook f4, bishop f4, of course, doesn't make any sense. I play the move queen f5, adding the queen. Now the rook is attacking the pawn. And when I played the queen f5 move, I thought that the only move which saves him is rook f8. And of course, the position should be totally winning. But having these 2 minutes on the clock, I didn't see the exact and the most proper way to win it. Because if I play the move g4, which was my initial thought, rook f7, queen h5, king g7, queen f7, king h6, and he is saving it somehow. He is saving it. So after rook c, I can take the bishop, but queen c4, rook f4, and queen d5. Again, this endgame should be winning. Maybe I would go for something like this because I take the pawn on b7. Yeah, this endgame 2 pawns up. It should be winning. But if you're attacking, if you have rook on f7, queen on f5, there with the king on h6, sometimes psychologically it's not easy to transform the position to the endgame because you want to give a checkmate. You don't want to exchange queens. You don't want to exchange pieces. Even though you see the endgame is winning, psychologically you don't want to do it. Probably I have to go for it because now I don't see any better idea. Maybe bishop d3. Maybe bishop d3. Yeah, maybe bishop d3. Okay, maybe bishop d3. And now after queen d5, I just take the bishop. So probably that's why he played the move bishop e5. He protects the pawn, and after bishop d3, there's queen d5. Oops, oops. But after bishop e5, I was ready for bishop e5. I saw the move bishop e5, I played the move g4, and this was the last move of this game because after queen h5, there is a checkmate. There is a checkmate. So he resigned. This is really good example. This king is really safe because you can see that I control all the light squares. I have all of my pieces on the light squares, so all of my pieces are protected. This is really important to to play like this, maybe. So because of the fact that he doesn't have a defense, he just resigned, and maybe the time management wasn't that good. But I think that this game I can be kind of happy. I think I can. Let's check this game with the engine. I will turn it off, turn it on, turn it on. You stupid KosakChess. And I hope you would see it right now. Yes, you should. You should. I will check if the engine follows my moves. It is. So c6, d4, d5, knight c3, d4, knight d4, knight f6. Yeah, this is all the theory. Knight a6 move. Of course, such a move exists, but yeah, I think that I remember that I have to play queen c2. He plays h5, castle, knight d5, bishop d2 is okay, and rook d1. Aha, rook f e1, so putting the rook on the e file. And if he plays g6 as in the game, ooh, Aha, and some bishop h6, and the rook controls the e7 square, the potential square for the escape. Okay, rook f1, interesting. I will put it as an interesting move there. But I played rook d1, g6, c4, knight b4, takes, and the c5 move. Okay, d5, I didn't really like d5 because c5, and I give him some unnecessary outposts on d6. But I play d6 anyway. Aha, to not give him it. Because, whoa. Sorry, guys, sorry. Because if I play the move d5 after c5, if he manages to regroup like this, I have a free pawn, but I don't want to allow him for going for such a position. So c5 makes sense. Bishop a5, bishop c4, okay, bishop f3, and I play the move queen c1. And queen b3, he wants to go for queen b3, but yeah, bishop d3 is just a repetition. So of course, we don't care about repetition. Queen c1 to keep the position. Yeah, queen e7. Wow, queen e7 is a good move. And knight g3. Yeah, he should play bishop e6. Okay, bishop e6 was a much better move. Good to know. Yeah, as I have told you, I don't know what I have prepared after bishop e6. I don't remember right now. So, my bad. He played bishop c8, d5 move. Okay, d5 move is not that bad. At least it makes the position interesting. Yes, and he should take the pawn on d5. As I have told you, he should take the pawn on h5, on d5. Because he played the move h4, and d6, queen e7, and d7 the only move. Yeah, so he made this whole idea, right? Like, hg3, d8, no, d8 queen, take, king g7, rook h8, king h8, queen h6, and the only move. So there's a bunch of the only move, so I'm happy that I saw it. He played king g7, knight e2 the first line, knight f4 the second line. Yeah, g3, ugly looking move. I don't like ugly looking moves. Knight f4, g5, d takes c8. What does he think after rook f1? Yes, queen f4, gf4, rook e7, and rook f8. Yeah, there is a stable +1, or even not. So my intuition, I'm happy that I listened to my intuition. D takes c8. The Lichess offers d takes c8, bishop or knight. But d takes c8 queen. Oh, it's equally good. Luckily, rook c8, rook d7. The only move. Rook f7, of course. Yes, and king h6. Exactly. He should play king h6. I know it. I knew it. Although, as I have told you, it's not easy. Especially if you see that I am on the really long time. Queen c2, king h6, g3 the only but the threat of mate. So g3, queen e5, f4. Let's go. Queen d4, king h1, gf4, queen f5. Yes, and rook cf8. Just gf4 and opening the g file. Although after gf4 there is no threat at all. So what after a6? There is a threat, rook g1. Okay, so launching the rook to the attack. So gf4. Okay, what do you think after this rook c7 move? Rook f4, queen d5. Yeah, the same game is also winning, so it's also okay. But luckily he played bishop e5 and the move g4. Guys, thank you very much for joining me on this recap, on this analysis. I think I can be pretty happy because I played logical chess, I played active moves, maybe time management I can improve, but still, there was a really long time that I don't remember even the last time I beat a Grandmaster. Probably the last time I beat a Grandmaster was in the very same place in January, when I played against Grandmaster Spiridon Kapnisis, who is also participating there. Yeah, so I am happy. I am happy after this game. I hope you enjoyed the analysis. Uh, yeah, I have nothing to say. I am enjoying time there in Piraeus. We are going to sightseeing Athens every single day because our goal and our target is to move ourselves, move our butts as much as it is possible. And yeah, yeah, it's good to win. It's good to win the first round, but we don't lose a focus. We are still doing what we need to do, etc., etc. Yeah, and we are happy that we can play chess because this game should be fine. Thank you very much. KosakChess was there, and again, I remind you that I invite you to every day. Yeah, I invite you every day of the for the recaps of my next games. See you.